day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
When Jesus washed. Oh, when he washed. When Jesus washed. He washed my sins away.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, happy day. He taught me how.
He taught me
To fight and pray. Fight and pray. And live every day. He taught me how.
He taught me
To
watch and fight.
fight and pray.
Good God.
Fight and pray. And live every day.
Oh, happy 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 day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage former All-Pro NFL player turned Emmy Award-winning broadcaster, Ahmad Rashad.
Wow, thank you. Hey, how about another round of applause for the Oakland Interfaith Gospel Choir? They rocked it up pretty nice, didn't they? Good morning, everyone. What an incredible day, and it's really, I really feel honored to be able to say for the first time in history, welcome to Chase Center. I'm awful honored to be the official host of the Warriors are building a beautiful new arena in San Francisco, press conferences. It seems like just yesterday that we were standing on a giant pier just a couple of miles from here on a picture-perfect day, announcing the Warriors' return to San Francisco and the intention to build a spectacular new 100% privately financed sports and entertainment center here in the city by the Bay. And as I sort of look at it, it was actually 2,600 days, 23 hours, and 30 minutes ago, but who's counting? It was around that time that Joe Lacob and Peter Guber, the leaders of an up-and-coming yet still unproven basketball team, decided to chase a dream. And man, they chased that dream so hard that it was all said and done, they actually named their dream just that, Chase Center. You can't make these things up. You can't make them up. It just sounds like something straight out of a Peter Guber Hollywood movie script. So how in the world did all of this happen? Some 2,600 days, 23 hours, and 31 minutes ago. Here's my perspective on that. Many decades ago, legendary UCLA coach John Wooden created his pyramid of success, which in his mind were the steps necessary for one to achieve greatness and fulfillment. Now, based on the results, I think we'd all agree Coach Wooden was pretty damn successful. Well, back in 2012, Joe Lacob and Peter Guber decided to follow in the Wizard of Westwood's footsteps, and they created their own pyramid of success. After several long brainstorming sessions, here's what Joe and Peter came up with as a recipe or pyramid for success when trying to build the greatest sports and entertainment venue in the world. First off, 7 straight trips to the playoffs. 5 straight appearances in the NBA Finals. 3 NBA championships. 2 NBA Most Valuable Player awards. And at the top of that pyramid, 1 incredible, astonishing, staggering, phenomenal, spectacular, remarkable, unbelievable, magnificent, outstanding, impressive, extraordinary, gorgeous, breathtaking, scintillating, world-class, beautiful, fantastic masterpiece, Chase Center. That simple. It was that simple. So here we are today, September 3rd, 2019, ready to cut the ribbon on a new arena, Chase Center, an 18,000-seat venue that will also include more than 24 restaurants and retail locations, 2 office buildings, a 5.5-acre park, and an incredible public gathering place called Thrive City. Not only will it rival any destination in North America, but any arena in the entire world. This will be the new home of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, following the likes of iconic Hall of Famers Rick Barry, Nate Thurmond, and Al Attles. And by the way, let's hear it for Al, who will be inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame on Friday night in Springfield. So that's not it, though. Of course, the new home of every conceivable concert, including shows that'll feature Metallica with the San Francisco Symphony, Elton John, Janet Jackson, Phil Collins, Chance the Rapper, Dave Matthews, all in the same night. You talk about all-stars. Wait, Joe. Not in the same night. Not in the same night. Check your local listings, but they're coming here. Enough from me. Now it's time to hear from the people who are actually responsible in making this awesome place become a reality. Let me now introduce our esteemed panel, starting with Warriors President and COO Rick Welts. The 45th Mayor of the City and County of San Francisco, London Breed. Warriors Co-Executive Chairman and CEO Joe Lacob. Warriors Co-Executive Chairman Peter Guber. The 40th Governor of the State of California, Gavin Newsom. JP Morgan Chase CMO, Kristen Limkow. Now, our first speaker is a man who provides incredible inspiration to anyone with dreams and aspirations of becoming involved in professional sports. In high school and college, he sold peanuts at Anaheim Stadium in an effort to put his way through college. Now, here today, after lifting the Golden State Warriors into one of the most successful franchises in professional sports, he's opening a world-class sports and entertainment arena in the city of San Francisco. Ladies and gentlemen, the Warriors Co-Executive Chairman and CEO, Joe Lacob.
Ahmad, thank you. You've said it all, so I'm not sure we have to say much more. That was quite a talk. Well, thank you very much. This is honestly, the first words I can only use are just wow. Wow. Unbelievable that we're here today. This is a fantastic venue. I almost can't believe it's true, to be frank. Boy. I started out, myself, and grew up in a town called New Bedford, Massachusetts, way back east. And the first time I saw a basketball court, an indoor basketball court, was the Boys Club. I was like 9 years old, and I tell this story often because it's the first hardwood floor that I ever saw. And I feel like my entire life I've been trying to build hardwood floor basketball courts. I once started a court in our home on the peninsula. It took me 6 years to build it, and they had to call it a barn when it was done. We're not going to call this the barn, though, right, Rick? No. But little did we know that in only one more year than that, we could get this done. It's not so hard. Well, first, I'm not going to do a lot of thank yous. Rick has the chance to do that today, and we could be here all day if we were going to thank everybody. But I do have to thank, very briefly, just a couple people. First, Peter Guber, my partner. Man, did I choose right. When we hooked up a number of years ago, I didn't have any idea what it was going to be like to try to build a venue like this and become an entertainment company. And he just had the perfect experience for it, and he's been invaluable. Thank you, Peter. The former mayor of San Francisco, Ed Lee, who's not here unfortunately today, and our current mayor, London Breed. San Francisco has welcomed us. It's not been easy, but it's been a great process, and we so appreciate being here and it being the new home of the Warriors, and thank you for all of your help and for Ed's inspiration as well. I don't know if he's here today, but Mark Benioff. I just have to call him out because without Mark Benioff making a phone call, as it has been well chronicled to me and to us, we would not have this site. They were going to build the Salesforce offices. They'd spent, $40 or $50 million architecting what they were going to build and decided to go to Salesforce Tower at the last minute. And we were the beneficiaries of that. And we were able to go ahead and buy this land and build this building, which is pretty amazing. So thank you, Mark. Rick Welts. I have to just say, no, I'm sorry, Rick, I got to do this. We met about 8 years ago. He came to my house. He'll probably tell the story because he likes telling it. Meet Peter and I, and we had a 3 or 4 hour, whatever it was, conversation. And I said, yeah, Rick, you've done this before. It's not going to be hard. We're going to turn around this basketball team and turn around the business of basketball here because it wasn't doing all that great. No big deal. Oh, and by the way, we might try to build a new arena. That none of us knew would take so long or be so hard. 8 years. He has done an unbelievable job and deserves so much credit. So much credit. Everything you see here today, all the people that were hired, it all really comes from Rick. Phenomenal job. And I'm not sure there are many people on this planet that could have done it. And finally, I do want to quickly thank my wife, Nicole. She not only had a lot to do with a lot that went on in this arena, decorating and various things and so on, but frankly, she had to listen to me complain and moan for 7 years, and that is not something you'd want anybody to do. So thank you very much for all of that. Bigger applause, bigger. So what was the vision of all this when we started? You know, we purchased the team in 2010, and it was a team that really wasn't doing very well in the basketball court. It missed the playoffs in 17 of its 19 previous seasons, 13 out of 14, something like that. The business, while people think it was doing pretty well, actually wasn't doing so well. A lot of, frankly, free tickets that were being given away. It was doing okay, and we do have a great market, but we had a lot of work to do. And so the vision was obviously to turn the business of basketball around and turn the basketball part of it around. Thanks to Steve Kerr and Bob Myers and our players, particularly that we drafted and some we brought in, they did an incredible job. 5 finals, 3 championships. More than we could have expected. We also had the oldest arena in the NBA. Now, it was a great place to play, it still is, and we love Oracle in many ways. Great sight lines. In fact, we replicated the lower bowl of Oracle in this building for the most part. But the truth is, it was the oldest overall building in the league, had one kitchen to serve 19,596 people. Not so good, not easy. Very narrow concourses, and all the modern amenities just unfortunately weren't there, and we had to make that change. So we set out on with that vision of trying to do that, and to be equally great at doing that as we ultimately were with building the team. We loved Oracle, but at the end, food matters. Food matters, and all the other stuff that goes along with the arena matters, and so here we are, and you're going to love this arena for those purposes. Great seating for all. We had to have great seating for everybody. This can't just be about the suites. It can't just be about the people on the floor. It has to be about everywhere. And one thing I love about this building, and you will experience it, Modelo Cantina. It's my favorite part. In the uppermost reaches of the touching the ceiling kind of part, at the end of the arena, is a spectacular place to see a game. And every part of this arena, We wanted to make so that everyone who sits in this arena has a unique and great experience. And if we didn't do that, then we will have failed. We think we've done it. You'll be the judge. The art. This is San Francisco. It's the Bay Area. I think you're going to find the art in this arena to be truly spectacular, from commissioned paintings that were done by local artists to Sports and the Arts, which came in here and did an incredible job. Down every hallway, you'll see memorabilia from the past of the Warriors and of concerts that have happened in San Francisco and so on. But you'll also see a phenomenal new piece of art by Olafur Eliasson, a world-renowned artist, on the other side of this building, the Seeing Spheres. And how many of you have seen it yet? Not even half of you. You have to go around to the other side of this building today to see Seeing Spheres, because it is going to become something that everyone who comes to San Francisco is going to want to see. It's an amazing piece, and it fits in with our arena so well. Intimacy. Growing up, seeing new basketball buildings and concert buildings built around the world, the one thing that I have noticed, and from our first meeting, Peter and I talked about this, was you didn't want to see a building that was some giant building where you got lost in it and where the sound wasn't as good as in the older buildings. There's something great about old buildings, the way they were. And so we think we've tried to achieve that. We think maybe we've done it. The roof of this building inside is like the second or third lowest of any building in the NBA, including all the new ones. So that means greater sound, reverberation, more of an intimate environment. And I think you're going to find that every seat in this building is as close to the court as its existing seat in Oracle, which is a pretty amazing thing to try to achieve. So intimacy, very important. Player experience. We had to have a great player experience. We want to be able to recruit free agents, and great players want to play for the Warriors. Now, they want to play with us because we're a good organization maybe, and we've won a lot. We also want them to enjoy where they're going to be living and playing. And if any of you have seen some of the practice facilities in this building, it's all in the building, under the building, 2 full-length practice courts, and a locker room that is amazing, unlike any other maybe in the world, and also, by the way, pays a tribute to Oracle. The ceiling of it is the same ceiling that is an Oracle arena, structurally, and it's a really exciting thing to see. So I encourage you. Also, these guys have chefs and all kinds of great things to help keep them very happy. That had to happen, and we think we've achieved that as well. Private financing. Very, very important to have private financing, because the truth is, we didn't want to be the guys that come into town and say, we need public money and it would take away from police, fire, all the city services. We took none. We asked for none. We took none. This is 100% privately financed, and I was going to say we're very proud of that. The final thing I want to mention is that all our employees, our basketball players, our staff, everybody that works for this organization is located in this building, one building. They work together. It's about teamwork, not just on the basketball court, but in an organization in its entirety. Everybody will hopefully provide all of you as customers with a tremendous experience, because they will be working together every single day and every single night in this building. And we're proud of that. Thank you. That was the vision for it. You will be the judge as to whether we have achieved all of those things. I think we've done a good job. The journey, I'll just say very briefly, one of the hardest things I've ever done. I know Peter feels the same. Maybe the hardest. It's just an incredibly complex building, and building something this big in San Francisco, as the mayor and I have talked about, is not an easy thing to get done. And we all know why. It's just a tough environment to do it. We did it, and we're very proud of that. The journey has been difficult. 2,500 days, maybe it's a little more than that. We started on Pier 3032. It was a spectacular venue, but we think this is better. And so many contributions by so many people. And what I'd like to do now is to show you some of those contributions by all those people by teeing up this video we'd like to show you.
Thank you very much, Joe. You know, I took a tour through the locker room yesterday. I've been in so many locker rooms in my life, but I took a tour through this locker room yesterday, and it is the most remarkable place that I've ever seen in my life. They have TVs in everybody's locker, their own shower. As Joe mentioned, they're a place where you can eat, 2 basketball courts, a place you can get a massage, a place you can get a haircut. I think the biggest problem is trying to get these guys to go home. If I was, I'd never go home. I just live right down there. It's so wonderful. Thank you, Joe. Now, our next speaker is a person, no pun intended, who simply has the golden touch when it comes to building an empire in the sports and entertainment business. His basketball team, the Golden State Warriors, has appeared in the NBA Finals 5 consecutive seasons. His baseball team, the Dodgers, respectful. Okay, his baseball team, they've advanced to the World Series each of the last two years. And his soccer team, which recently opened one of the premier stadiums in this sport, currently sits in first place in their division. Other than that, his teams have really struggled. Ladies and gentlemen, Warriors co-executive chairman, Peter Guber.
The last time I had this feeling, a bunch of years ago, I was summoned to the stage for winning Best Picture. And just as they said the name, I glanced at my watch, ran up on the stage, said, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and I sat down. Again, I glanced at my watch. Wow, the whole thing was less than 15 seconds. Did I work 4 years start to finish for those 15 seconds? God, that would be a horrible life. So today, when I look around, the journey that we have, when all done, will be a decade. And with your indulgence, I'm going to give it a little more than 15 seconds. Look around, suck it in, because your life is a series of moments strung together. And I want to just enjoy this moment, seeing friends and colleagues and people that contributed to the success. It's my great pleasure and honor to share this day with you. Yes, it will be a decade from the first whisper of Joe, my great partner, who I adore, to me, just 2 words, what if? And so it began. So it began. Yes, it will be a decade from that first whisper of Joe, and our personal and public journey of discovery began with yielded so much more, and there is so much more to do that will fill out the decade. The calling first was to build a centerpiece, a state-of-the-art venue, which required a state-of-the-heart mission. In a world seemingly more divided than ever, our intention was to create a modern-day campfire, not just a brick-and-mortar building, but a place to make us all dream, to be physically together, laughing, cheering, crying, being delighted and astonished. Not a digital cacophony, but a human symphony to an audience varied in age, background, ethnicity, experiencing the best talents in all fields in the world. To celebrate, we have more in common than divides us. All of the folks who tirelessly contributed to this equation and made this happen have my utmost respect and gratitude for their talents and tenacity. Rick, our super duper leader, and the best part of Rick is his friendship. He comes from his heart. And all the challenges and problems live there, and he allows us to be the best we can be. But it's all of you here and so many more between the scenes, like in any great blockbuster movie, where the cast and crew embark on an uncertain journey. It's somehow never on budget, and that was certainly a big source of our angst here. But in the end, like any big movie, however expensive, no one says, let's go down to the Metreon Theater, I hear a film came in on budget. It will be the audience, you all, and our public, who will determine our enterprise's true fate and value, not the cost of its brick and mortar. The audience will be shaped by your warriors, artists, and performers' content aimed at the heart. This is where hits are born, not in the brick and mortar. It's in your heart. If we succeed, artists and audience will share their experience, telling this story, which will determine the true fate and value of our undertaking. And the edifice is at the center, this edifice at the center of it all. So I shout out to our new bright and shiny, make us dream again and again. Thank you all and enjoy today. It's the only one you'll ever have.
Thank you, Peter. Our next speaker is someone who said 2,600 days, 23 hours, and 41 minutes ago, when the Warriors first made the announcement of moving to San Francisco, that they were going to need the state of California and they were going to need him. All of that was very, very true, and Joe and Peter and the rest of the organization, thanks you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the 40th governor of the state of California, Gavin Newsom.
Thank you, Ahmad. By the way, it's not just, Ahmad, haircuts and massage table. They have a damn manicurist and pedicurist. I hope this team is not going soft, folks. This is a little disconcerting. It's what 5 NBA Finals does to you. Let me just express, my purpose today is twofold. One is to express gratitude and also to make a personal point. I want to first, though, acknowledge the extraordinary work of the mayor, the mayor's office, to do what she needed to do to make this day real, to thank Mayor Willie Brown for envisioning Mission Bay as it is today, and to thank Anita Lee, who's here, on behalf of Ed Lee. Ed Lee, 2.5 years ago, was just a stone's throw away at the groundbreaking, and he ended his speech talking about how much he looked forward to this day. As you know, he lost his life, but his passion is demonstrable here today. And I just want to express on a personal level my deep gratitude to him. It was his faith and devotion to this cause that led to this moment. Thank you, Anita. And let me also just express on a personal level the loss, and Rick, you were kind enough to do this on the groundbreaking, of Jen Matz. You know, these are folks that 90% of you know who the hell I'm talking about, but everybody sitting right here works in the mayor's office. We lost Jen in 2014, and she was one of the principal leaders of this effort as well. There's an old, I'll close this, there's an old saw about San Francisco. It says San Francisco is nothing more than 47 square miles surrounded by reality, which is a wonderful way to describe this wacky and wonderful place we call home. A city not dissimilar to our state, of dreamers, of doers, of entrepreneurs, a city that prides itself on being on the leading and cutting edge. But what it was missing is what every American city in the United States had already. And that was a venue like this that can hold 10,000+ people. That was the missing ingredient. And so let me just acknowledge and applaud the extraordinary commitment of the Warriors to come back home, to make real their vision. Joe, God's delays are not God's denials. I'll take 7-8 years. Hell, we need to build housing like we're building arenas in this state. But let me thank you for your perseverance and for Peter's passion and enthusiasm and all the community that made this real. Rick, I saw Mimi Silbert jumping up and down. She's just happy this isn't at 3032. She's just happy it's down the road. But so many people that made this possible, all the community leaders, John Ram and the Planning Commission over here. It's the day after Labor Day to organize labor for building this arena and for all their extraordinary talent that's displayed here at scale. And to, look, a proud state. I'll close with final words. You know, Peter, you're right. It's all about, you talk about shared experiences. We're living in a world where people are talking down to each other, talking past each other. People are watching, different TV. What I love about something like this is everybody can come together across their differences. No one cares what your position is on tariffs. No one cares what your position is on tax reform or gun control. They're just here to share that magical moment. And it is the sum total of all those magical moments that makes life worth living. Final words, eat your heart out, Madison Square Garden. Thank you all very much.
And any other arena that might want to even think that way. Thank you, Governor Newsom. Our next speaker is Beyonce. No, wait. Hold on. That's just the next speaker's favorite performer. And once Beyonce starts touring again, I'm told Chase Center will do whatever they can do to get Beyonce here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the 45th mayor of the city and county of San Francisco, London Breed.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I am so excited to be here today to open up this new, incredible center for so many San Franciscans to enjoy for generations to come. You know, here in San Francisco, we always talk about the future. Well, the future is here right now in this ribbon cutting today of the world-class championship-winning Golden State Warriors who are going to bring a championship to San Francisco. And as Governor Newsom mentioned earlier, the vision of Mission Bay came forth when Mayor Willie Brown was mayor at the time, even though I think he still believes he's mayor sometimes. You remember that when you were mayor, right? He had a vision, and the vision was to create a new neighborhood in Mission Bay. And this is just really the icing on the cake. Never did we imagine we would have such an incredible center. But let me just tell you a little bit about the Warriors and what they did to not just come to San Francisco and build a facility. They decided to come home and continue to be a part of this community by focusing on making sure that this center was not only built by the hands of labor, but it was built by San Franciscans. And that was so important because there are people right in this community who were looking for job opportunities. And they, with J.P. Morgan Chase, created a training academy like City Build, but it was specifically for Chase Center. In fact, I was walking down the street in the Tenderloin last year, and I ran into someone who was struggling, someone who needed a job opportunity and needed housing. The next day, Josh Arce from the Workforce Development Office picked him up personally in his car and brought him to the Chase Center Training Academy. He, along with 32 other people, graduated from that academy. And I was able to go to the graduation and on that same day, not only tell AC that starting next week, he would be working on the Chase Center, but also his fellow graduates would be working on the Chase Center. It was absolutely incredible. This project and the doors that it opened for opportunities to build, but also for our small business community to succeed. In fact, you will enjoy Yvonne's Sweets and the Old School Cafe, which is an incredible training ground for our young people in the Bayview Hunters Point, work that former supervisor Malia Cohen worked on when she was supervisor to help provide opportunities for folks right in this community. Small businesses that will be located right here at the Chase Arena. But they went even further, and they made sure that local artists were a part of this incredible facility, not just in the Bay Area, but in San Francisco. The incredible Mosaic by Presida Eyes, which was founded in the Mission in 1977, is just really a true testament to what makes San Francisco so incredible. But they went even further because they knew that transportation was going to be at the forefront of everybody's thoughts. With 18,000 seats and thousands of employees and some incredible basketball players who needed to get in and out of this space, what were we going to do to make sure that that happened as efficiently as possible with over 200 events and games and all kinds of activities that would happen here? They put forward a $29 million investment in transportation, providing 4 new trains, providing an expanded platform, providing opportunities to work with us so that we have a ferry landing and ways to get people in and out of this space as efficiently as possible. And I want to thank all the folks who worked on this transportation plan because what came out of our effort from last year is an incredible opportunity to get everyone on Muni. So with your ticket to any event, whether you're going to see Beyonce or you're going to see the Warriors, you can hop on Muni for free. And I think that's absolutely outstanding and a commitment that the Warriors have to making sure that this is a successful center and it's open and available to all San Franciscans. That's what's absolutely incredible. So I want to thank Joe and Peter for their leadership and their vision. And I also want to really thank them for hiring Rick. Because let me tell you, and Mimi is jumping up and down. She only jumps up and down for Rick. And that's because I remember when me and Jane Kim and Malia, who are here today, we were on the Board of Supervisors, and the work that we had to do and the process and what happened here, and how Rick, in every single instance, was basically actively engaged with wanting to be a part of the community. We talked about how we wanted young people to have access to this new center, how we wanted them to invest more in the community. And he set out to make sure that the Warriors Foundation, that they did exactly that, providing opportunities to young people, refurbishing over 70 courts throughout the Bay Area, including 15 courts right here in San Francisco. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your commitment that will continue once this center is open today. I'm so excited about the future. And last but not least, I just want to say a few words about Mayor Ed Lee, because he was a real basketball fan and a true Warriors fan. And this arena was something that he wanted to happen for San Francisco. And so the work that he did, the obstacles that were overcome to allow something of this magnitude to happen, and as was said before, you all know that with San Francisco, it is very challenging sometimes to get things done and get things built. But 100% privately financed, the work that had to go into the approval process, both state and locally, all that had to get done in order to make this a reality, every step of the way, Mayor Ed Lee pushed for this project to happen, and I know that we would not be here today had it not been for his incredible leadership. And I know he's smiling down on us today, Anita, and we want to thank you so much for being here. And at 5'7", you couldn't tell him he wasn't taller than any other basketball player on the court. And we are truly missing him today, but we know that he is here with us. Thank you to all the city departments, all the different public safety officials, all the labor folks, all the people who worked hard to make this happen. This Chase Center will be an incredible asset for San Francisco for generations to come, and we are so proud to be here to cut the ribbon today, to make it a reality to so many people who deserve this incredible space, and I will definitely be here when Beyonce is performing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Breed. Our next speaker is a person I've known for about 50 years, which is almost impossible because I'm only 39. I'm actually surprised he's even here because according to my unconfirmed records, he has attended 91,486 meetings about this new arena over the last several years, working his magic behind the scenes and paving the way for this incredible moment today. He's been a part of many transformative events in league history during his Hall of Fame career. Yes, I said Hall of Fame career. But probably none more gratifying than the opening of Chase Center. Ladies and gentlemen, Warriors President and COO, Rick Welts.
You know, Ahmad, by my count, I think this is the 215th time we've been together at an NBA event. We've never really had one like this, though, have we? Oh, my. So here we go. So obviously today we're here to christen the centerpiece of this amazing project, Chase Center, but we're also welcoming you to the first day of what we're calling our Year of Discovery. The buildings are completed. A brand new journey starts today. This will be an ever-evolving place. It is, of course, a new place for Warriors games and concerts, But every trip you make here, you're going to discover something new. A new restaurant opening, a new activity on this plaza. Maybe it's a farmer's market, maybe it's a movie night. Maybe it's a new way to get here the first time you take the T-line. Did I mention it'll be for free on an event day? Good, all right. Maybe you'll try your bike. Try out one of those 300 bike valet spots we have right around the corner. And it's my hope you're going to continue to be impressed by how clean this place is every time you visit, how every staff member you encounter seems more friendly and helpful than the last one you ran into, how consistently delicious the food is here at Chase Center, and how well the Wi-Fi works. It's going to be quite a year when every trip here creates a new memory, truly, a year of discovery. Now, we invited each one of you here today because you contributed to making this day a reality. Thank you. I have the honor, for Peter, for Joe, for our staff, of giving special thanks to some of the biggest contributors, starting with Governor Newsom. As Lieutenant Governor, you were with us on the day we announced we were returning to San Francisco, and in Sacramento, you were there every time we needed you. Mayor Breed, first as supervisor, then as mayor, you just make things happen, and you keep doing it every day. Thank you. Now, the former mayors, too, deserve our thanks. Former Mayor Senator Dianne Feinstein took a special interest in this project. Mayor Willie Brown, thank you for your guidance, for your advice. Mayor Mark Farrell, a wonderfully unapologetic Warriors fan. Now, Mayor Art Agnos couldn't be here today, but you started as a formidable adversary, and now you greet me with your trademark big Greek kiss. I'm not sure which is more challenging. To our friends in labor, from day one, you saw the impact this project would have on jobs and the quality of life in our region, and you gave us your support. As many as 1,600 union workers a day brought their talent, dedication, and pride to this project. Thanks to each of you, and thanks to the president of the San Francisco Labor Council, Mike Casey. So many legendary leaders in San Francisco helped me, this fairly new Bay Area resident, learn the impossible nuances of politics in this place we call home. In particular, John Burton and Mimi Silbert. Thank you for befriending me and sharing your wisdom. Thanks to UCSF for your spirit of cooperation and community, led by Chancellor Sam Hoggood. We want to be great neighbors. We needed critical state legislation to get this project completed, and that was a heavy lift. Thanks to Assemblymember Phil Ting, then Senator Mark Leno, Assemblymember David Chu, Assemblymember Rob Bonta, then Senate Pro Tem, now the Mayor of Sacramento, Darrell Steinberg, and then the Speaker of the Assembly, John Perez. They worked together and showed incredible leadership in Sacramento when we needed it most. Back here in San Francisco, we needed the support of the entire Board of Supervisors, and in particular, former Supervisor Jane Kim, who always provided invaluable advice while looking out for all of her constituents here in District 6, and Supervisor Matt Haney, who today represents District 6. City Attorney Dennis Herrera and his staff, especially Jesse Smith. San Francisco Travel, you were with us from day one. The San Francisco Police Department and Chief Bill Scott. The San Francisco Fire Department and Chief Janine Nicholson, with a special shout out to recently retired Chief Joanne Hayes-White. The SFMTA is key to us fulfilling our promise to be a transit-first destination, led by Director Tom McGuire and his predecessor, Ed Reskin. Virtually every city department and every member of the leadership team touched this project in so many ways. Thank you all. And we're very proud of the community process that led to today, thanks to the business and residential neighbors who attended countless meetings and provided feedback. Thanks to the OCII commissioners, the staff, and Executive Director Nadia Sese and her predecessor, Tiffany Bowie. The Mission Bay Citizens Advisory Committee, thanks for your tireless work. To the San Francisco Giants for welcoming us to the neighborhood. Thanks to Manica Associates, David Manica and Will Hahn, for designing this incredible building and to our general contractors, Mortensen Clark, for building it. And just thanks to Steve Cava, Jason Elliott, P.J. Johnston, Sean Ellsburn, Jesse Blount, Doug Boxer, and Mary Murphy. And then there's our amazing staff, my teammates. Enjoy this day. Every one of you should be proud knowing that you have a piece of this moment. I'm proud to be your teammate. In a city that doesn't spend tax dollars on sports facilities, founding partners take on an even more important role. Building a privately financed arena would not be possible without them. At the top of that list is J.P. Morgan Chase. More than 3.5 years ago, Chase and the Warriors had a shared vision, and it resulted in a 20-year partnership to call this building Chase Center. In addition to Chase, since then, we have announced a list of our founding partners who, without them, this simply would not be possible. We gather here today at Thrive City, part of our Kaiser Permanente community-based partnership. Our founding partners are Accenture, Adobe, Google Cloud, HPE, Oracle, Pepsi, Rakuten, RingCentral, Ticketmaster, United Airlines, and Verizon. Together, with all our other partners in attendance, we want to thank you for creating this community gathering place and this performance venue that will transform the Bay Area. Now, in closing, I'd like to acknowledge a few individuals who began this journey with us, but are not here to see the ultimate success of their contributions. Just this past April, we lost Corinne Woods, a legendary community advocate and chairperson of the Mission Bay Citizens Advisory Committee. All of us lived half in fear and half in awe of Corinne. She shaped so much of this project with her efforts. The governor mentioned in 2014, Jennifer Matz lost her heroic fight with pancreatic cancer. She was the point guard for this project for the city, and her energy, intellect, and personality made an indelible impact on all of us who knew her. When that new Bayfront Park adjacent to Chase Center opens next year, Jen will be remembered with a trail named in her honor. And finally, he seems to be on a lot of our minds today. I want to acknowledge our friend and leader, San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee. It was Ed Lee who invited the Warriors back to San Francisco, and it was Ed Lee who called this his legacy project. Without Ed Lee, we would not be here today. His warmth, his smile, his laughter made him so approachable and so genuine. He loves San Francisco and the people here, and we love Mayor Lee. Let's take another look at his life.
The legacy of San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee continues to live on and thrive. It's a legacy that extends far beyond politics and reaches far beyond the Bay Area. Even if you're unfamiliar with the beloved San Francisco mayor, chances are his work has affected your life. For many, Ed Lee is remembered for being the first Asian American politician elected mayor of a major American city. But this accomplishment overshadows a long and productive career spent advocating for the rights of everyday people in the city he loved with all his heart. His sudden death in 2017 was an unbearable loss for the entire city. Today, we proudly remember his early days as a human rights activist, fighting for the very city he would one day represent on issues like workers' rights, immigration, and affordable housing. Mayor Ed Lee was also a passionate, dedicated Warriors fan and one of the original champions of the Golden State Warriors move back to San Francisco. Without his support, the opening of Chase Center may have remained a pipe dream. Ed Lee always saw Chase Center as more than a building. He envisioned the value that a gathering place like this would bring to the entire community. He proudly called Chase Center his legacy project, as he understood the importance that it would have on the future of San Francisco. Throughout his career, and especially during his 7 years as mayor, Ed Lee always handled himself with grace and dignity. His guiding principle, no matter what the issue, was empathy. Empathy for the less fortunate, empathy for the underrepresented, and empathy for his city. While it's impossible to replace his humor, his work ethic, and his compassion, we're extremely proud to honor his example, ensuring that future generations remember the lasting impact that Ed Lee's legacy has had on each of our lives.
Thank you very much, Rick, for those inspirational words and such an important tribute to Mayor Lee. We're honored to have his wife, Anita Lee, with us here today, as we mentioned earlier. Our final speaker is from an organization who is not only the naming rights partner of the arena, but also has the same vision and innovation as the Warriors. Together, they've been in sync throughout the journey. Ladies and gentlemen, J.P. Morgan Chase CMO, Kristen Lemkow.
Thank you, Ahmad. Thanks to Joe, Peter, Rick, all of our partners at the Warriors, and all of the J.P. Morgan Chase employees who came out here today, Governor Newsom, Mayor Breed. When J.P. Morgan Chase announced our partnership with the Warriors and to become the naming rights partner for the Chase Center 3 years ago, we didn't just sign up to be the partner to a basketball team, even the winningest basketball team of the past 5 years. And we didn't just sign up to be a partner to Joe and Peter, the best owners in sports, or to Rick, the best president in sports. And we didn't just sign up to put our brand on the side of this gorgeous, most technologically advanced, most fan-friendly, and all those things Ahmad said, arena, and the one worthy of being San Francisco's first. We signed up to be a partner to the Bay Area. We get to look at a lot of these sports naming rights deals, and that was what made this undeniable for us. JP Morgan Chase has been here for 130 years. We have 3,000 employees who work here. We've doubled our branch network here over the past 10 years. The CEO of our consumer bank, Tashunda Duckett, is here today. The two of us were running around taking pictures inside like two little kids. We serve 2.5 million customers, and last year, we financed more than $2 billion of projects in transportation, healthcare, and housing in San Francisco and Oakland alone, including 6,000 affordable housing units that were preserved or created. When we announced the Chase Center 3 years ago, we also committed $25 million to the city for jobs training, small business growth, and financial health, and this is just the beginning for us. Joe, if you remember, 3 years ago when we announced this partnership, you said to us, to me and to Jamie Dimon, that this would be the best investment that we ever made. It is day one, and you are already right. So I will say to you and to Peter and to Rick and to the fans and to the team and to the mayor and the governor, we will be the best corporate partner that you have ever had. Thank you so much for having us here. Thank you, and here's to many new memories and championships in the Chase Center. It's a privilege. Thank you.
Hello. Thank you very much, Kristen. Now, as Kristen was speaking, I couldn't help but think of, because I'm old enough to remember back when what I believe was the very first NBA arena that had integrated naming rights partner. It was like the Fabulous Forum or the Great Western Forum. But those words, great and fabulous, don't even come close because, as I said earlier, and I want to leave you with this, when I see this place, it is incredible, astonishing, staggering, phenomenal, spectacular, remarkable, unbelievable, magnificent, outstanding, impressive, extraordinary, gorgeous, breathtaking, scintillating, world-class, beautiful, fantastic masterpiece. It is Chase Center. I'd like to take now one more round of applause for our speakers. And now the fun really begins, so let's do what we came here to do today and cut some ribbon on this magnificent gift. I think.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes